Welcome to the Lawless Family Court video series, designed to help you navigate and protect you from our United States family court system that is running out of control and destroying families and children by the millions every year today in the U.S. and even other English law-based countries. This segment is about judges calling the family court an equity court as a trick to make you believe they can do whatever they want. But calling something a new name doesn't allow you to be exempt from the constitutional and civil rights requirement placed on you by the U.S. Constitution and the oath of office. These judges are violating civil rights, and the case law and interpretations of the U.S. Supreme Court every day in massive numbers in almost every case in the United States today. But these rights apply to any court no matter what they name that court. If I were to call someone a rose, I don't get to shoot them or murder them because I called them a rose. You cannot perform those tricks of language and wipe out the constitutional protection of citizens. This is a scam. The law of supremacy requires that the U.S. Constitution be honored no matter what any state law says. This gets very technical, but in most states these courts are not constitutional courts. They're administrative courts that were created by the 14th Amendment. Some judges believe this allows them to ignore the Constitution, but this is a lie, and a convenient lie for them. Essentially, these courts now write law in many cases by creating policies and rules without legislative approval. Again, totally unconstitutional because only the legislature can pass laws. Then they act against the people without any real judicial authority and due process. Sometimes they call this process by operation of law. In fact, they'll terminate your driver's license or take away various other privileges. This is all illegal and unconstitutional too, because the U.S. Supreme Court has said that even a privilege requires judicial intervention and an act of a judge to take that away. But our government is out of control in its layers, many layers, that allow it to do things and have no accountability and pin down people and go after them. And people are bending over and they're taking it, even though these agencies and judges are clearly violating the U.S. Constitution. This is a scam and entirely unconstitutional. The U.S. Supreme Court, as I said, has said that judicial action is required even to take away a privilege, never mind a right. What a racket. They write something that isn't law, and then they pretend it's law. The state agencies basically are writing their own law and doing an end run around the Constitution and the legislator. Both the legislative branch and the executive branch should be appalled and should be going after the judicial system and any agencies that are violating people's constitutional rights. Unfortunately, President Bush II, Bush W., said in the Oval Office once that the Constitution is just a piece of paper. Clearly, he didn't have the intellectual capacity to understand that the Constitution is a philosophy, and it's designed to protect the citizens of the United States, not by enumerating all their rights, but in fact by limiting the rights of government to interfere with the people. Many people have the misimpression that their rights have to be written in the Constitution. The fact is, the Constitution says any right that is not specifically put here is the right of the people, not the right of the government. Unfortunately, more than half of the federal budget deficit and the budget itself on any given year is going toward things that our federal government has no right to do. And I think most of the legislators in Congress understand this. So although this gets technical, the point is the states cannot take away your rights without your permission, so don't give it to them. calling a new court an equity court does not wipe out all your constitutional rights. Please spread the word and send your email to info@divorceracket.org, as well as visit fathersunite.org. I wish it was parentsunite.org, but we couldn't get that URL because fathers tend to be abused about 10 to 1 or 11 to 1 compared to women by this system. The system doesn't care who they abuse as long as it's the person with the most money that's going to spend that money to get their children and their rights back. I'll see you in the next video and hope you'll pass it on and protect yourself from this evil and corrupt system.